And when he was come into his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished, and said, Whence hath this man this wisdom and these mighty works? Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary? And his brethren James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then has this man all these things? And they were offended in him. But Jesus said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. And did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief. Hello and welcome to the Unhinged Revelation with Abu David and
Chris. How are you today?
Hilton.
Chris Hilton?
And we're going to tell you why his name is Chris Hilton.
Hey, nobody said there was going to be a name change.
Relatively short. But first, I want to begin by saying that I've gone through the past shows that we have done. And I read that verse, no prophet's welcome in his own country or even his own home. And why do you think Jesus said that a person... And I take that to mean, when I read things like that, to mean telling your parents or telling someone that's close to you about a truth that you've witnessed or something that is blatantly in the open and that people just cannot see that. So why, Chris, would someone not accept something from you in your own household or even your own country, for that matter, or even your own state, being a native son of a state?
To be polite?
No, I mean, you got the truth. I mean, for example, my dad, I show him a clear video of what's going on, a clear video. But you know what he does? He'll make fun of a person who doesn't use the correct grammar. Like instead of R, they use is, or is and are. And he'll just make a comment like that, or make a comment on a person's appearance, but not hearing the message.
Well, that's him telling you in his way that he really don't care what you have to say. He's not paying attention to the message. He's just trying to get through what you're showing him, and that's how he's going to get through it.
And so I look at it, that's ego.
Not all the time, but
it's ego.
Yeah, it could be ego.
Who are you, this simple person, to tell us and have this so much wisdom? You're just a carpenter, as the Pharisees told Jesus. Or you're just a college graduate from La Crosse. I went to Marquette. Who are you to tell me when I went to the preachers and the priests? I went to seminary. I went to religious school for 10 years. How do you know this? And what right do you have to say something? You don't stack up to me with my degrees and everything.
I'm Batman. Would you like to ride with Batman?
Well, even Batman, a kid would say, hey, Batman, I can do it this way to save people. Who are you, little kid? I'm Batman.
I just had a similar thing happen to me, and it was last summer, but it irked me so much that I keep thinking about it because I just want to punch the dude. I was so irritated. So I do my art, and
he does fine art, by the way, folks. I mean,
thank you very much.
Before you tell us, I don't want to interrupt you, but I think in our Facebook Unhinged. I forgot to mention, we do have a Facebook page. It's called Unhinged Revelation. If you click on Unhinged Revelation, it's two circles, one with the yin yang on the bottom, and then the perfect circle. I think isn't your artwork on that Facebook?
Yeah, I put a link on there when we first started.
I want you to tell people your artwork. The ahead. Oh, do whatever the hell you want to say. I don't want to tell you what to do, but get into the.
So we're having a gallery night. The city's having a gallery night. And, I met this dude because we were cleaning out a building. My friend had just bought a building, and he had a lot of old photograph equipment and stuff like that. And I met him at a prior gallery night, and I'm like, we're trying to get rid of this equipment. You can just have it if you want it. And he just a couple things that he wanted, so I delivered it to him on my way home. And so we're doing the next gallery night, And he was nice enough to let me put all my stuff up there in one of his walls. And I'm like, well, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And I design stuff. And then, I take photographs of what I design, but the photograph is not the art. The design is the art, okay? So think of me taking a picture of a ring, something like that, okay? Just to give you a quick example. And then think about somebody going out in the wilderness and trying to take a picture of a tree and getting all these cool shots of a tree and the moon or something like that, all right? Mm-hmm. A ring is just, you need a picture to look good, so it represents a ring, but in nature or any other kind of photographic skill set, it's not just a photograph. There's ways to take photographs, which I understand 150%. So I'm asking this guy his opinion, and I'm showing him things, and all he could say, nonstop, his rebuttal to everything that I ask him and show him, well, I'm from my ad. I went to my ad, and we don't do it like that. This is how we do it in my ad. This is in my ad, in my ad. I'm like, yeah, but you're comparing me to you. I'm not doing what you do. I'm doing something completely different. Yeah, but in my ad, we got to do this. I'm like, dude. And I just looked at him, and I says, stop saying that. He goes, well, what do you mean? I mean, you're trying to intimidate me or trying to make me think that you think that I'm better than you. You're better than me because you went to my ad. And this is exactly what I said to him. And you got to remember, he's the guy that's got the gallery. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, no, I don't mean it like that, but I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm like, you're not giving me your opinion of what I want. You're giving me your opinion of what you want to give me your opinion of. And that's why I said that about that's why your dad reminded me of that. Mm-hmm. Your dad's looking, and he wants to give you an opinion of what he's thinking, no matter how you're trying to change his opinion or even show him that there's some truth to your opinion. He ain't hearing it. He wants to just completely make sure that you pay attention to his opinion. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'm glad that Hilton over there decided to share that story, because now, as you're telling that story, I'm hearing it. So you have a version of that, but my angle from hearing your story is we as humanity want to box people in to do one way of thinking. Like in school. The teacher gives you a math problem and you have to do it their way, their steps. If the child does a different method to come up with the right answer, we should applaud that and give them the genius for coming for another way. But no, you have to do it this way. And that's the new thinking that I think we need to get away from. We put everybody in a box, okay? And I think I know why, because we're not trying to create human free thinkers, creative thinkers, critical thinking thinkers. We're trying to create human robots. We're trying to create people. Here's your job. You listen to how we tell you to do the job. You do it the way we want, and that's it. Now, if we look at, and this is how I want the show now to go, and that's why I said, I'm not gonna just say beliefs anymore to get out there. I want this show to take the form of, like Chris just had an experience with that guy, a story. Any experiences, grade school, teachers, actors, or celebs, or whoever, your manager, your boss, secretary, a little child. How have you come to that thinking? How have you come? You could have had a traumatic experience like I've had, and I've mentioned it in previous shows. How is that formed to be the human being that you are? Maybe you were abused as a young child and you have more respect now for children, that you want to help children, not and be a protector, like a hero, so they don't get into that situation. Or maybe some child treated you really nice and no human being did, and that's why you get into pedophilia, because you like the innocence, you like the 7-year-old that, and it's sick, but that's the type of thing. It's like Criminal Minds, the TV show Criminal Minds. You look at the serial killer, but they do a job as like, oh, this person suffered. Like if he's killing prostitutes, it's like, oh, his mom was a prostitute and made him pissed off, so that's why he goes out and kills prostitutes. Not right, but you guy has a sense of where they're coming from. Because there's so much hate. And like I said, I don't hate the creation of humanity. I hate the fruits that they produce. And so if it came across I'm a hateful guy, no, I'm not. I just can't stomach the fruits. And one of the fruits I can't stomach is going to a grocery store now, and there's no smiles. There's no happiness. There is no joy. I mean, it's like going to a funeral, but a funeral actually is even better because they play music at least, and it's uplifting. The grocery store is just, it's like my spirit is real. I really can't. And I have to like just do like Elaine on Seinfeld. Remember the episode where they're fumigating in Jerry's apartment?
Yep.
And she had to like run in. I think she was trying to get a script or something.
Yeah.
She ran quick, holding her nose like that, get out. That's how I feel now when I'm required to wear a mask. I want to go into that freaking place and get the hell out of there. And the place where I'm actually succumbing to wearing a mask is the library. Just to rent a movie because right now I'm unemployed and have nothing else to do except the boob tube. I like to do a lot of shows, but I don't got the equipment. I have to go on Hilton's schedule over there. Now, so that's how the show is gonna be taken. And all you people, again, go to the Facebook, Unhinged Revelation, again, Buzzsprout. Thank you all for who listen out there. But we'll be getting guests. I'm gonna try to get eccentric guests that are baristas, that are construction workers, that may have been in prison and come up. But they're gonna be eccentric. They're not gonna be blah blah blah. They're gonna be like free thinkers, creative thinkers, exciting characters.
If anybody wants to get in contact with us, leave your comment in YouTube or Facebook and say, hey, I'd be interested in talking on your show, and then we'll get a hold of you.
So as you've seen, I'm a quirky individual. I'm rather eccentric myself, and and I also want to read this one too as we go into the story time. We'll discuss why I call Hilton over there Hilton, or Chris Hilton over there. But I wanted to read this quote.
That's 11.
11 Hiltons? 11 Hiltons?
Yeah, CH, 11, 38.
38 what?
C is 3, H is 8, 38, 11. We'll bring you to 2.
The Hilton?
Yeah, if you call me, hey, who's on first? Chris Hilton. If C is 3,
yeah.
H is 8, so that's 11. That brings you to 2. So what's your numerology talk on 2?
No, you have to go with all the letters. You don't just pick one. You don't pick one letter.
I'm just going off to these 2 letters. That's how I do it. So what do you go for 2?
But I'm not calling you. For me, for it to be 11.
What the hell's a
CH? Like.
No, Chris. The first name. By the way,
I don't think you understand the way I look at numerology.
I do,
okay,
and I look at that differently sometimes. Okay. No, I definitely understand how you do it. You got to add up all my names and Chris numbers and lamp.
No, but you understand why
lamp friend. So
do you understand why I do that? It's because it's a vocal energy that you're pushing out. That's what makes it the vibrational energy by saying the word Chris.
Oh.
You have the sound of a vowel and a consonant. Now, if you want to be called 11, I'll have to call you Ch, because that's Ch. That's a CH sound. I'm calling you Hilton. So you got the H, you got the I, you got the L, you got the T, you got the O, and the N. That's providing that energy. Like Abu is a 3 because Abu. A is 1, B is 2, 6 actually. Abu.
That could be French. Abu.
you know what's screwed up about that? Abu. It's actually a 6. I don't know if I said that on the.
No. What do you mean it's a 6?
Well, if you add A, B, and U, so U is 3, B is 2, A is 1. The power of Abu is 6. That's a nurturer.
Okay, we just got the name of this podcast. The power of Abu.
And Abu in Arab is father. Nurturer, father, parental figure. 6, we talked about as a parent figure.
So if I'm going to Pakistan, I go, and I want to ask somebody where your father is, I go, where is your Abu?
No, I'm not Pakistani, first of all. But
or Palestine.
If you want to go Pakistan.
Palestine.
Well, you can't go Palestine either because we got no country. I'm a nomad. actually, my dad.
Okay, well, if I go to a nomad country and ask, where is your Abu? They're going to know what I mean? Go get your Abu. Huh?
Yeah, it's Abu. Abu, yeah.
Hey, Abu.
And then David's king.
Oh, Father King, King Father?
Yeah.
So get off your high horse. Whatever. I'm King Father.
Hey, I didn't make these names, okay? My mom designated David for me, and people gave me the nickname Abu. So,
How did you get the nickname Abu then?
because my last name was Abu Judam. Abu Judam. So people call me Abu.
So your father Judam?
And you want another?
Oh.
You want to know another high horse? My middle name is Nasser. So if you take the
Nasser Arafat.
well, you could if you want to say Nasser Arafat, that's fine.
That's the only Nasser I know.
But listen, the initials are DNA the third molecule of life. Isn't that
You
trip?
got too much time on your hands.
Isn't that trip freaking out?
All right, go back to my 2. What's 2?
2 is harmony.
Okay.
So harmony means like a person that's a 2. Okay, they have to. If you're down, they want to lift you up. If you're up, they want to bring you down. So there's harmony. It's kind of like if kids are talking in school and they're yelling and screaming. You know, they tell teachers don't equate their vocal volume with yours. You want to talk slow, so then it brings their voice down. And that's how you control a classroom that way. But now getting back to your friend who you say, oh, my way. Well, if you look at sports, though, then you have the opposite, because you look at Belichick, you look at Parcells, you look at Mike Ditka, Holmgren, all these type of coaches said, this is my system, we're running my system. Bobby Knight, they won championships. So now there's where the yin and the yang go. To win championships, yeah, you might, because I guess they know a right way to do something, and they don't want anybody to free think. There's not too many coaches that can get a lot of input from a lot of people, or be like a players coach that wins championships. The only person I could think of was Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy
Of the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know if there's any other. I'm sure there are plenty, but not as much as dictatorship.
You think Dungy's an alien?
Why do you say that?
Just
He looks like one.
yeah. He seems like a really great guy, but I just look at him and go, is he an alien?
He kind of like the alien dude from Men in the Black when the guy kicks out his face.
Yep.
Played by Toy Shalhoub, an Arab from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
You're not going to toy my Shalhoub.
You know who Tony Shalhoub is, right?
No.
You know Monk?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's Tony Shalhoub.
Okay.
He's from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Is he really?
He is.
Monk's a funny show.
Oh, there's a story for you. I was working at Panera Bread. Oh, shit. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but
I don't know. That one person that listens might copy strike us.
I left the show. I left the show. I walked out from that place. Oh, that's great, too. Try to find another job. Now I can say I just walked out.
I can't believe how good that pan bread is, though.
Oh, that bread's awesome. The French onion soup is amazing.
Yeah, we used to have it for our meetings all the time at work, and I'm like, holy crap, this is good.
Speaking of what,
I can't understand paying $15 for a damn two pieces of bread and ham.
Speaking of which, we just ate a pizza, and why all of a sudden, is the cheese like freaking rubbery? I've gone to places now, ordered French
first tell them
onions.
what the name of the pizza was from.
Illuminati. No, we can't be saying places. That's the thing.
We're not.
I don't care if it's one person. That person could be a lawyer and write a cease and desist letter. Fine, it's Illuminati. Okay, we call it.
No, it's Illuminati.
Illuminati?
Yeah, Illuminati.
No, it's not.
Yes, I got a cease and desist letter one time from New York. Did I tell you that?
For this show?
No.
Oh.
No, we're not that good. Me and my brother had a restaurant. It was called Fat Boy's Pizza. And this was before all this crap really took off. And
Is that the one on 10th and Avenue?
no, it was on Packard, the old Little Caesars. And we supposedly got a letter from a Fat Boy's Pizza in New York that says we're copy striking him and trademarking because we're using his name. I'm like, dude, we're in like bum Cudahy, Wisconsin with like 3 people in the city. Really? Sue me. It was funny.
All I want to know, folks, is I picked the name Unhinged Revelation. Okay. Chris went and took a concept that we had to a friend of his to draw it. Don't come to me and tell me, oh, we had this beforehand. You can kiss my ass, all right? Because I got news for you. I type in Unhinged Revelation. We're the first ones that come up on the freaking things. Don't come to me. We just haven't had it copyrighted yet, but oh well. But so yeah, what's with the cheese all of a sudden? It's damn rubbery. It's like
Maybe that'll be the name of the show. What's with the cheese?
No, because I've gone to places now for having French onion soup. It one bite, you got to take like 50 bites, and then it's like it still doesn't decompose in your mouth. That didn't sound. That didn't sound right. That didn't sound right. Well, decompose. That didn't masticate well in your mouth.
Masturbate well in your mouth.
No, I said masticate.
Oh.
That means to chew in your mouth completely, and then you just have to swallow like chunks, and then you have to exit chunks later on. Anyways.
Hey, whatever happened to that candy bar Chunky? I don't even see it no more. Do you?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay.
That's why I go play at slot machines once in a while at this gas station. I had a chunky.
When prizes are Chunkies?
I had a chunky monkey. You talk about the square chunky.
Yeah, with the nuts or something and the raisins.
Dude, they have a place in Madison, a gas station. They have like old school candy. I mean, like malto balls, the malto things.
Yeah.
That looks like peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have those.
They have them at Woodman's.
They have women's.
But I don't know if you can get them with smiles. Speaking of that,
women's is awesome, except for
the masks.
Death.
What do you think, Jimmy John's now since this COVID happened?
Well, I guess we'll just say all these names of places now. Fuck it. The hell with it.
They don't care. Hey, we're plugging them, right? They're getting plugged for free.
Well, they're getting plugged, all right. I don't know if it's the right plug that they want, but okay, go ahead.
Think they're since COVID they took away their free smells?
What?
Their trademark phrase was free smells.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? So, like smelling what?
The bread.
Oh, so they give you a smell instead of a taste. They just give you a smell.
When you walk into the store, it smells really good because you can smell the bread, the fresh bread baking.
Mm-hmm.
So that was their catchphrase: is free smells.
Wow.
So now, since COVID, do you think they took the free smells away?
Probably.
Oh, that got overcomplicated. It took away from that joke.
Cause you'll smell your bat. Well, I smell if I wear a mask. Well, I don't wear a mask. I wear a shield.
What were you, Captain America?
The face shield.
America.
The face shield. You know, I'm like a welder.
So
a plastic welder, like a plastic mask, looking like a welder. You know, I'll play Halloween like for 5 minutes, going to the library. You know, I'll be like I'm a welder, or a freaking. Or a jewelry smith person that wears a face mask. I'll do that. I'll play Halloween.
Never once have I thought about going to Halloween is what I do for a living.
365 days. Yeah, we don't need a Halloween mask anymore. You know, just wear whatever the hell you want to wear on your face. What'd you say now?
I forgot. Oh, welding. No. Welding, yeah. No. Going back to Abu the father. So do you think you're okay, are you Palestinian? Let's clear it up right now.
Well, technically, I'm American because I was born here. My mom and dad were born in Jerusalem. Now my dad's saying we're not 100%.
He changed his mind?
Listen, folks, we're not 100% of anything, okay? Both my parents were born in Jerusalem. They have Palestinian blood. Now my dad says, well, my great-great-grandmother was Jewish, and her husband was Greek. And I'm like, what the hell are you against the Jews for then? He goes, no, the Arab Jews, not the European white ones. You know, from Russia and Ukraine, you know, like Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, he's like the white. George Soros, Hungarian Jew. You know, those type of, I think that's what people, when they say the white man, they're talking about that type of fake Jew that are causing the problems of the world today. But yeah. So, no, when I say stuff, like, I'm not talking about a belief system. I'm talking about, he's a scientist, okay, and I have other friends like that are earth-minded. And they have to have scientific proof and stuff. You show them a clip where the video's right there. But they'll use any excuse to say, well, that's manufactured. Well, you know what? Then what the hell do you believe then? Why am I reading scientific books, history books, all these art books? Those are, how do I believe that? At some point, you have to say, oh, well, see, not even red. Red could be fake news to somebody that's colorblind. So what is truth then at that point?
Hey, look at that red car. Fake news, fake news.
So... But yeah, so that was, see, these are stories like I want to bring, like we're talking about, and now we're going to get into that in a second. I just want to read this really quick.
Oh, earthquake!
It says, "Women, believe me, the hour cometh," and this is in John 4. It's only 4 verses. "Women, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. You worship ye know not what." We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. God's a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Now, this is obviously talking about, religious matters. But my thinking also can be talking about political matters. Okay? Like what's going on right now. And that's how I look at things when I read things. I can take this thing, and like your friend said, with the painting, and say, well, no, this verse is talking about religious and reading scripture and stuff like that. No, it can also talk about other stuff. Think outside the box. Look what's going on in the political arena. You got people that believe in all sorts of philosophies, and and some people take in the letter of the law, and some people take in the spirit of the law. For instance, like a cop. Now, if you're going 75 miles an hour and a 55 on the freeway, okay, yeah, you're breaking the law by going 20 miles over. But if there's no one there, if there's no one in front of you or behind you, why are you busting me? So there are some people that take the letter of the law and the spirit. And when you read scripture, and when Jesus said, eat my body and drink my blood, okay, if you take that literally and not in the spirit of what he's saying,
you're Jeffrey Dahmer.
You're Jeffrey Dahmer. And I made that comment to people when I was preaching one time at a rescue mission, and I think it was a prison. I preached in a prison in Portage where Jeffrey Dahmer actually was. I don't know if he had died at the time I preached. I don't remember the date. But there were murderers in front of me, murderers. And the sheriffs had guns in the back row just like this. So I was in front of rapists and murder, and electricity in facing these guys. Oh my God! You thought it's like pulse is going boom, 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 boom. It just felt like when I saw the birth of my first my only two daughters. There was just intense like vision when they were born. I can't describe it. It's kind of like if you're on mushrooms or something. Your sensory perception is enhanced. I don't know, is a surprise of a baby being born, or are you seeing rapists and murderers that they really can kill you? I don't know if that's heightens your sensory perception. But no, they made a comment. You can't be saying that about a religion there, Abu. But that's what it is. And so if
you can't be saying, what do you mean you can't be saying that about religion? What are you talking
about? I was
about?
mentioning that, like you said, Jeffrey Dahmer. So this is cannibalism. If you're telling me to eat the body and blood of Jesus, what do? Did they take an arm of Jesus and bite his arm when Jesus said, eat, in order to be a part of me, you have to eat me? No, he's talking about the spirit, the fruits of what he's saying. That's the stuff you're supposed to eat of him. And what's the fruit of his sacrifice? What's the fruit of his life? That's what we're supposed to be consuming. All right?
What do you think Jesus would do in a zombie apocalypse? Do you think you just stand in the middle of the field and go, come on, eat me?
No, he'd stand there and cast the demonic out. He had the power with words to say goodbye.
He would just like turn into a big bread and fish launcher. All the zombies would get nailed in the head with loaves of bread and fish. Ow!
Well, you saw what he did with the zombie, demonically possessed, with the Gadarene at the island.
No, I never. Don't
read the story about the Gadarene. He had like thousands of legions of demonic in him, and he cast them out. Remember we told the story about the spirits wanting to go somewhere, and they said send us to somewhere because the host, we have to go somewhere else, and we have to go into some kind of physical thing.
Yeah, speaking of that, do you remember that video you sent me the other day about watching the soul leave the body?
Yeah, did you see it?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
What do you think of it? It's pretty. There was a video on one of those YouTube short story clips, and the guy is right.
Yeah, but I'm watching. I keep watching it, and you're trying to listen to that person take their last breaths, and I don't hear it. I saw the orb leave the body.
Yeah, you saw the circle, and you saw like a zzz like that.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of goes the speed of light. Zzz, zzz. After the body is present, Lord, bam, just that quick, bam. And I think he was dying. Because the thing kept going. I didn't see it when my sister passed away because I was in real time.
You're not gonna see that.
And I had a photo of it, a video that might have seen it, but no, it's kind of freaky. So, anyways, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about my child. Well, first of all, the reason why I'm calling Hilton over there, Hilton, he just got a nice little doggy. It's the size of my foot. It's like what, less than the size of my foot. It's like 10 inches. It's a cute little thing. Although it's gnawing at
I'll leave that alone.
It's gnawing at my foot.
Dude, I don't know what it is. He's the only guy that comes over to the house and gets attacked by every single animal we have by the feet.
I think I must have been a dog.
Or a foot.
I think I was a dog in the previous life that didn't give any dogs any. I think that's what it was. And now they're raping me.
No dog stuff for you.
But
I used to make fun of them fat old guys that had their little dogs in their hand and they'd be petting them in the grocery store and in their cars. And now I'm one of them fat old guys with a little dog. I'm walking around.
So I call him Hilton. Paris Hilton.
Get myself a Merce and a satchel. Satchel.
Well, they got this other dog you might have heard on previous podcasts. Her name is Chloe. They got them from his brother. And it likes to bite people. And I said, your brother reminds my sister, the one that passed away. Because my sister bought my parents a dog, and we called it Tiger. It was like as good as it gets. You know, the one with Jack Nicholson and what's her face? Helen Hunt. And it would bite people. It bit my sister's friend's leg and stuff, and my sister got scared. So, Mom, you gotta get rid of that dog. So we got rid of the dog, and then my sister goes, Karma, she goes to somebody else, a friend, and she sees the same damn dog. Not the one we gave up, but the exact same looking dog. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Damn. But
no, my brother didn't give us that dog. That's still my brother's dog.
Yeah, but he's on sabbatical right now.
He's touring the U.S. in the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you remember your school teachers?
Some of them.
I know every single one.
Holy crap! Really?
But yeah, when I was born, I don't remember actually when I was born for the first 7 years. Well, I saw clips of me like in Jordan. I was among sheep. Oh, jeez. Here we go. I know
you're among sheep.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I know what Chris was gonna say. I'm in the field. Like King David, like, small David.
Father of David.
With like curls. My curls.
Jerry curl? Soul Glow. You need some Soul Glow for your Jerry curl?
No, I don't have the hair for Jerry curls. I had curls though. Like kind of like right now, but I'm sitting there and there's sheep amongst me in Jordan.
Did you have big boots on?
What?
Big boots? You know why sheep herders wear big boots, right?
For the shit?
No.
What?
They take the hind end of the sheep's feet and they put them inside the boots so the sheep can't get away. Just think about it for a second. Think of the visual. If the back legs of the sheep are in the sheep herder's boots,
oh,
wait for it. There it is.
So I'm trying to picture it. So the back sheep in my boots, and I'm walking.
Nah, you're moving, but you ain't walking.
So is the rear end like near a body part of mine?
Yes.
Is that why half of all farmers?
You're so smart and pretty. There's no fooling you.
Is there a reason why half of all farmers engage in relations with their sheep or farm animals? Now, I don't know if it's in America.
Never look at a farmer again.
I don't know if it's in America. Now, there could be some in America, but maybe like the statistics are skewed in third world countries that make America included into the half of all farmers.
Could you imagine going to a town hall meeting with farmers? There's like 100 farmers in there, and all of a sudden you just get up on stage and go, "Now I know at least half of you here tonight are banging your cows and sheeps."
Well, yeah, you have to fist them.
Oh,
right?
No, yeah, you do.
Okay.
Well, no, there's a difference between having to put your arm in
now that's free,
or fist them.
That's free thinking.
That's a play on words.
That's free thinking right now. I bet you the farmer came up with fisting their girl. I mean, their wife. Okay, we're going back to your friend now. We're going back to your friend.
No, I don't have no friends that were fisting. No.
You're the okay, not the friend, MIT idiot.
Oh,
Okay, well, he says one way of doing things, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's one way to fist the animal to get the thing pregnant. Okay.
have you tried this?
Huh? Fisting the animal? No, I have not. I saw the ranch though with Ashton Kutcher, and they showed them doing that, but no, but maybe they were free thing and say, hey, there's opening in my wife, I can use that. But anyways.
So is that what you think the farmers do at night?
And I don't think you ban Facebook. Okay, this is not, we're getting the real stuff here. Okay, this is not sick stuff. Okay, because it's what's going on. So let's be real about it. Okay, I'm not making something up that's not going on. Okay, if I make something up because of crudeness or out of place, then fine. Okay, like in these movies, like it'll be a Mary Poppins movie, like very clean and G. And then some guy will just like say the F word just for the hell of saying the F word because they want to sell stuff. I'm not trying to make the show popular by saying this stuff. I got other personalities that can make the show fun. Don't need to have 15 part of making the show popular. So that was it. Yeah. But here's the thing: your argument with it's probably going on. But how do you if you have a flock of 25 sheep? How the hell do you do that?
One at a time, unless you're talented.
No, dude, you can't herd a flock of sheep with having one in your bootstrap. You have to have like the stick, like the cane. You're talking about like if you have one sheep, maybe they went outside the fence to bring it back. They walk with.
No, I'm talking about a farmer banging his sheep. It's like I spell it out for you. The back legs of the sheep are jammed inside the farmer's boot, so the sheep can't get away and move.
You're going nasty on me. I thought you meant like so the sheep doesn't like run away and they put them in their boot. That's what I thought.
I need bigger boots. I can't fit all my sheep.
Oh, okay. When they say can't get away, I thought you meant like can't get away, like leave the flock, like the Bible says. When a sheep goes away, okay. Wow, look who started this crap. So anyway, so that's the only thing I remember because we had like my dad had like the the film camera with the what do you call it, the V8. That's not the drink. No, not V8. I mean, Super 8.
8mm.
Yes. The 8mm
hotel. We'll just keep plugging them all.
Yeah.
V8, Super 8, Jimmy John's, Panera.
No, that's Motel 8.
My ad.
That's Motel 8.
Oh, Motel 8?
That's not, there it is. Yeah, you're right. There's a Super 8. Oh, no, it's Motel 6.
Yeah, Motel 6, Super 8.
Or keep the lights on for you. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, he had the one with the,
8mm.
Yeah, with the circle thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my dad got transferred. I was actually innocent at that time. My abuse had happened until I came home. Because my dad got transferred to Kuwait, where John took controls. So we were in Kuwait from 77 to 79.
How old were you?
77. I'd been 6 years old.
So from 6 to 8, you were in Kuwait? Hey, it rhymes.
Yeah, 6 to 8. Not 6'9", but 6'8". Yeah. So I actually was abused when I was 8 years old. Innocent taken away. I said 7 earlier, but no, it was 8. Probably should have stayed in Kuwait, but so you start to think about, so that's, so when you get abused by your grandfather and you put your trust in somebody, that's how, I love children, and you start to question, like, why am I loving children? Because am I going to be turned into my grandfather? And you kind of struggle with that. And it's like, no, I love children because I don't want anything harm to them, and they're just innocent, and I want to protect their innocence. I want them to be children growing up. And so that's what led me to, because when I was young, I just loved children. Even when I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, any children, I'd be like, oh, hey. So I just loved children growing up when I was a youngster. So, and I maintained that as coached youth and all sorts of stuff. So, but yeah, when a traumatic thing like that happens to you, you decide to like, okay. And then you go into religion and they abuse you, and we can talk about that later. But so we came home from Kuwait, and I came in second grade. Do you remember your second grade teacher? What her name was?
Yeah, I actually do.
What was her name?
No, I don't.
Mine was Mrs. White.
Hmm.
So I went to a school nearby my house in second grade, and right off the bat, they love to play kickball at recess. The boys and the girls love to play kickball, and there was like a pissing contest where, oh, you're a new kid, huh? You think you can beat this kid at kicking the kickball? I'm like, because I told him I played soccer in Kuwait. I was like a goalie and stuff. So you had this pissing contest. Yeah, let's see how well you can kick against this. Like, we punted the ball, and they're like, oh God, there's a challenger for Jay. And so we go to the urinal and they were taking a piss, and he goes to the right. Yeah, good job out there. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I was like a Pillsbury doughboy growing up.
Okay, Pillsbury. Yeah. All these are potential sponsors, folks.
there was like I had no like muscle. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, Pillsbury doughboy, right?
Yes.
Where you're all pretty much all fat.
Are you mocking me?
You're not Pillsbury. You got muscle on you, dude. I mean,
I did.
First of all, Chris was super athletic growing up as opposed to me. And Mrs. Runkle was a third grade teacher, and she had a breath on her. You talk about your dog Chloe, God.
Really?
Yeah. Come here, David. I want to show you what you did wrong here on your English paper. And it's like, I don't want to go there because you smell like you ate a raccoon, a skunk, and it sprayed into your mouth. But anyways, so then I went to my my third grade teacher. And then that's mine. See, that's -3. The third grade teacher, she tried to communicate to you, which was a -3 because of breath. And I couldn't take anything in with the breath like that. Then I went to the fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Quinn, and she told my mom I was not college material because me and my friends would like joke around, and they got my mom started crying.
How old were you?
I was in fourth grade.
Fourth grade, and you already weren't college material.
So you feel angry at Mrs. Quinn. She had titties. I was like, here. She's like real old. Like she had grandma titties. They're huge. which kind of made, because I was kind of horny at that age, and I'm a breast kind of guy.
Glad we got that cleared up.
It might be because of Mrs. Quinn.
You want to throw some KFC in there somehow?
But she must have been like in her early 60s actually. But so yeah, it made my mom cry, because eventually as I grew old, I was in special education for reading and all sorts of stuff.
Special ed?
Yeah, special ed.
Did you have to wear a helmet?
No.
Did you lick the windows?
Well, let's go. I'm lick that windows.
Our audience wants to know: were you licking windows?
I was not. What about married? Okay, that type of special ed.
Frank and Beans.
Frank and Beans. Yeah, I wasn't Frank and Beans from What About Mary, but
boy, how did you get the beans above the Frank?
No, but I don't know if the thing that happened to me, the molestation of my grandfather, what was going on in my mind at the time. I was quiet, but yet I was withdrawn. But yet here's the beautiful thing about.
Did this happen in Kuwait?
No,
it happened here.
It happened here, yeah, in my parents' house.
The one you're in now?
The one I'm in now. And my sister's suicide happened there. It's been a house of horrors, literally.
You better burn a sage tree in there.
What I did, trust me, I did. When my sister died, I burned a sage too. But yeah, you talk about house of horrors. That's not just a concept. That's just not a movie. It's actually, it happens in real life. Well, yeah, Dahmer's house. I'm sure Ed Gein, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then you think about things, you're angry with that teacher, but if you look at the positive things, you know what? College didn't really do anything for me, to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm a simple person, and I think I'm gonna reference God a lot. I don't care if you're not spiritual out there. That's on you. I believe some of the problems we're having right now is because we're not spiritually in tune, and we all know who we really are. But no, because all these people that get degrees and educations and all sorts of stuff like that, think they know it, and they use their education. And if you think you know it all, then you won't get shown stuff. I'm humble enough to say, if you show me something, okay, you show me something, and it really reconciles with my inner spirit. And you know that, if something's right. You'd be reading something from an author and saying, "Oh my God, that's my life right there. Holy smoke!" Then you know that you got something. Okay. So yeah, so I'm actually glad she said that because it made me like a simple-minded. And I had my. Do you remember you had your first crush?
Yes. I no. I
Yeah.
mean, no. I can't pinpoint it.
I think mine was in 5th grade and 9th grade, but the same person though. The same person. I just.
Oh no, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I remember. It was okay. Yeah, I do. I was very young.
Yeah, her name was Amy. I'm not going to say her last name.
Oh
but,
no, you just mentioned that word.
Amy.
Yeah.
Why, you get the same one?
X-nay on that name anymore.
Why, that was ex-girlfriend of yours?
No, not mine. Jeffrey's.
Growing up?
No, it's his ex-wife.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. But
actually, I think I hear her outside right now. Do you?
The aforementioned dog.
Yep.
Yeah. The cloister. Chloe.
No, that's not Chloe. That's somebody else.
That's Mickey.
No, I think this dog's next door.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fun. Yeah, okay.
It's the first thing I said when she wanted to name her that.
That's
name
what.
him that.
That's what. That's what. Hilton's dog's name is Mickey, folks. Hilton's dog over there. His name is Mickey.
Mickey. Yeah, but see, when she came up with that name, she goes, "Okay, it's gonna be Mickey." So then right away I got to go to Rocky. Yo, Mickey, I ain't seen no doubles.
No, I take that back. My first crush actually was in 1st grade.
We're talking about a little dog, and it reminds you of your first crush.
No,
Oh boy,
no,
were you on a sheep farm?
No, because Mickey was like that a chick that's hot that sang the song. So that
Tony Basil.
Oh, Tony Basil.
I'm just a wealth of useless knowledge.
Tony Basil.
Yep.
So before this abuse happened, I actually had my first crush in Kuwait. When we went to Kuwait, I went to an American school and I took Arabic, and there was this.
You gotta be kidding me!
No.
What is the irony there?
And my sister went to an English school. Now listen. The place we lived at. I'll show you how the Arabs are. Right. We live in a place side by side, all marble flooring, countertops, walls. If that place was in the United States, that'd be like a $10,000 a month place that we lived in.
Well, yeah, because you guys are raping us for all the oil. Well, that probably wouldn't have been a good word to use, but
So I went to this English school in 1st grade. Actually, my first crush. Her name was Teresa. Oh my God.
In Kuwait, that was her name?
Teresa. Yeah, it wasn't Arab girl. It was actually English blonde girl. It actually had my first love triangle right there, like my crush triangle.
Oh my God!
Because the other kid name was David.
Oh no!
No! And I knew it. I know his last name too. I know his last name. I'm not gonna say it. But
this isn't where your fisting thing came from, is it? In 1st grade?
No, not even close. I mean, know anything about anything 1st grade? I think masturbation was introduced to me by my grandfather, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how my innocence was taken. I probably, yeah. So
remind me of a story that I heard on the news. Just keep going now.
Okay, so yes, that was my first crush triangle. No, but she was like, she just like lit up. I mean, I know she's 6 years old. I was 6 years old too. Okay, guys, I'm not saying from a 40-year-old position, but I can see me as a 1st grader and just her. She just like lit up the room. Speaking of which, we're gonna do a little sidebar here. To me, I've been watching movies since I've been unemployed. I don't care what anyone says.
Do you look for jobs or just watch movies?
No, I look for jobs. I've had interviews, but it's like I don't want to work 2nd shift.
Oh.
Okay, I'll work 2nd shift Monday through Thursday. Just I want to be out at 5 o'clock Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's all I'm asking. So I can do a podcast. I want maybe do some acting. You know, people say, "Oh, you can do anything you want." No, I really can't. I can't because you need the hours to do something. Coaching, you gotta be out. You have to be out coaching at 5, 6 o'clock at night, maybe after school. Okay, so you need a job. And then I was applying for one job I didn't get, which would allow me to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, get out by 11, 12 o'clock. So I was trying to say is Cameron Diaz, I'm telling you, she lights up a screen in romantic comedies. the way she smiles, the way she looks, and not just from the sex aspect, but just that she's the type of girl that, and that's what I'm talking about. The type of girl I want is to connect with. You know, you can play golf, do golf, miniature golf, but it'd be a joy. You'd be laughing and you're really connecting, like like in discussions and stuff like that. That's the type of person I'm looking for. All right. Obviously, yeah, you got the physical there, but you know, there's some girls that you look at as like, okay, they're just, you know, they appeal to your lust. But there's other ones that just, they're just so, they just light up the world. And then she's that one. Now, maybe she's not like that in real life, but if she is, she's a good actress as far as her countenance or whatever.
Her continence?
Countenance.
Oh. You know what lust does backwards? Stool.
Lust.
Yep.
Spelled backwards is stool.
Yep.
Lust.
Yeah. Lust.
ST.
Oh, no. Shit. Sounded good in my head. Just the T is silent. The T and the S are wrecked around. Stool instead of Tasul.
So yeah, so I had a crush on this girl. Now I don't know if it was in 5th grade. My teacher's name was Mrs. Olson.
You're just dropping them all today, huh?
Mrs. Olson.
We should have some kind of lawyer contacting us by next week now.
Oh, you want me to mention my teacher's name? They're probably dead.
Feel free. Just keep on going. Anybody you want to mention?
They're probably dead. This happened like this is what 30 years ago. They're retired probably in Florida, whatever the hell. Either they're dead or COVID got them. One of the two.
Yeah, they're in Boca Vista. What?
Chris,
you can have them.
Chris is having a discussion with a neighbor of his.
Can't hear him.
Oh.
You want them? All right, yeah, you can use them. No, you don't. Thanks, buddy. All right.
That's why I love the show. It's free flowing.
There was our very first
guest.
Yep.
Yes, he wants something from us. That's great. So yeah, so and it got word that I had a crush on her, so I called her to like apologize. I don't want to like embarrass you, you know, because I'm
me.
No, the chick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I had a crush on.
Yeah, they're heavy, so you're gonna need somebody. Is your truck there? Yeah, my truck is here. Are you gonna be home? All right, I'm doing something right now, but when I'm done, I'll come down here and me and my son can load it up for you. It's Willie, right? Are you out there?
We are talking to Willie. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear it through the window.
No, can you hear me doing the podcast?
We're doing a podcast right now, so I'll go get him when we're done, and then we'll get you when we bring the truck up. Okay. Yeah, they're super heavy.
We got technical difficulties right here. Chris right now is
All right, Willie. Thank you for letting me put the trailers over there.
that was
No problem. Thanks. Yeah, now we gotta get this garage going. No.
that was Willie.
It's real fun with the inspector right now, I'll tell you. Yep.
Sorry for the interruption at this time.
Yeah.
This is our halftime during the show entertainment, folks. Chris is talking to Willie the Stair Stepman. Willie the Stair Stepman is trying to secure some steps. Some steps and stairs and all sorts of stuff. Well, let's so I'll continue the story. What so I asked this chick, it got word that it got word to this girl that I liked her, and I was in a position in my life where I'll wait till Chris comes back so he can comment on this. That was Willie, the step stairman, folks.
No, we took the stairs off because of the concrete.
Uh,
We're not putting them back up. Well, we were gonna this morning, but me and Jordan couldn't lift them. They're super heavy.
all right, were they able to hear us at that point, or was it quiet?
Stairs in a few weeks anyway.
Did you turn down my volume and everything?
No, you're still on.
Oh, okay.
Hot. Okay, now mine's back on.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was halftime break. I talked about gibberish, but anyways. So like I said, it got word that I had a crush on her, and you know how classmates are, so they'll make fun. And I called her that night, and she's a beauty. And I just simply because I was embarrassed, you know, I was like, you know, didn't really have I didn't really have like girlfriends because I just was ashamed of myself because I was a Pillsbury Doughboy. And even like an adult, and I was like, oh, well, but why don't you go ask people? She's looking at you, stuff like that. It's like, dude, look at my situation. I live with my parents.
Don't you remember Seinfeld?
I helped take care of my parents.
George Costanza, he would just go, he did the opposite day. It was opposite day?
Yeah, but George Costanza had like a job.
No. His exact thing was it was opposite day.
Yeah.
He went up to that really nice looking girl at the diner. She was sitting by herself. And he's like, how you doing? My name's George. I live at home with my parents and I'm unemployed. And then she goes, have a seat. Because she went and told him the truth right away. You know what so obviously it was a TV show. You can't believe mostly everything is true on a TV show, but maybe that wasn't.
Well, I'm not saying everyone's like that. I mean, I'm sure there's a remnant that don't mind. They want confidence. They think if you have confidence, you'll be successful. But so that's the reason. So I called her up and said, you know, Amy, I'm sorry. I'm just calling you because I don't want you to, you know, to feel embarrassed and stuff like that. But what people are saying, and she was like really cool. And like, it's okay, you know, Abu or Bougie. Because I went by Bougie. And then
how many aliases you have?
And like a Boujadam, they call me Bougie. And actually, Bougie's a plant.
So you're a king, a father, and a plant. They walk into a bar.
Yeah. A father, a king, and a plant walk into the bar and say, hey, you want to light one up? No, but that's the type of heart I had, even at a young age. It's like I looked out for everybody else. I didn't want her to be embarrassed by me, you know, Pillsbury Doughboy. And even high school is like this chick wanted to ask me out. I'm not gonna mention her name. Very popular.
Why stop now?
Very popular company. Oh, she passed away actually.
Oh,
very popular company, in die casting and stuff. And but it's like, and they want to make me a king of promise like that. But it's like, no, I didn't want to embarrass the chicks because I was an embarrassment. Because again, you have to. Yeah, so, but that's a type of thinking I have, you know, growing up, and I had my football coach named Tom, Mr. Kraft. The guy was he actually got me into coaching. He said, "You have a no contact contract." He always told my parents, "This guy's got a no contact contract." They kick the ball and he runs off the field. I think one point I thought I sacked the quarterback in ninth grade, and people remind me, no, you didn't sack the quarterback. You just tackled the running back because you didn't go after the quarterback. And I was like celebrating and stuff. So yeah, so that's basically my school experience. I was popular though. I had protection. People would protect me from bullies, and bullies would protect me from other bullies. It was kind of a strange thing. But like, what about you? Like, where did your thinking like start? Like when you realized, like, I wasn't religious at all too. I mean, I went to Greek Orthodox. We grew up in the Greek Orthodox religion. I went to Sunday school, and when we came back, like until it's time for you to go to the service. When you graduate Sunday school, you have to go to the service. They spoke in Latin. It's like, oh, why am I gonna be? I don't understand what the hell the person's saying. It's like it's all in Greek. It's all Greek to me. So Yeah. So my childhood schooling experience. Oh, this is where I was a special education. I was special ed for special for physical education because I couldn't do like the tumbling exercises, and I'm like, what the
Tumbling.
yeah, the tumbling unit. I couldn't do a somersault. I could I couldn't do the tripod or the egg roll. So they're saying, yeah, your son needs
What the hell is the egg roll?
the egg roll. You grab your ankles, you grab your knees together, and you roll back and forth, and
Oh,
you get check marks if you did it or not.
jeez.
So they wanted to put me in special ed for that. So I was basically a pretty much a screw up.
Talk about something that's useless in real life. When the hell? When are you
Yeah, yeah,
middle of the grocery store? And you got to do the egg roll.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I just I kept that situation secret throughout my high school and whatever because I don't want
What situation?
the grandfather situation.
Oh yeah, no.
So it wasn't like I said till 10, 12, 10, 26 years old that everything came out, and then you come to find out that you get into religion that's doing the same damn thing, except that's even worse. That's attacking your spiritual upbringing. You can do anything to my body. You can cut and slice me up and stuff like that. But the spiritual thing, that's where it all hinges, and that's where it got me thinking about physical and spiritual and how I came to know the BS and everything and searching for truth and continue to search for truth and wanting to help people, and then you get to see it because you think the Catholic religion that you went through, they're telling you stuff that's right, and you go and start being apologetic for their religion, and now you feel like you're the molester, not just physically. I know I didn't molest anybody physically, but I felt I was like a molester spiritually by giving them spiritual crap. And then you go to a Bible church, evangelical, you do the same damn thing, and it's like, because I can make anything, I could speak and I could be apologetic for stuff, and then you find out that's a bunch of crap, and then you kind of you keep moving up the ladder of knowledge and wisdom, and then you have to apologize, and then you have God say you can only tell people what you know at the time, and I respect that because at the time you were shown this, but you still went out and showed people, and you humbled yourself and said, I apologize. What I taught you before was incorrect, and I found a new thinking that, and you keep on going. And stuff I say on the show, it may, no one knows everything. That's why I said you know in part on this plain earth, and you'll know in full. So, but there are some truths that we live by that, if you're empowering people, if you're loving people, if you're selfless, I think you're on the right track. Now, however, whatever experience you want to give out to people, that's on you. But if you're screwing people, if you're lying to people, if you're selling a car to someone and you don't tell them all that's wrong with it because you need that money real bad, but you really have to question that.
That's exactly why I stopped doing it. We got our dealer's license in 2015, and I had to fix everything that was wrong with the car that I possibly knew was wrong because I wanted to make sure. I mean, to a lot of people these days, $1,500 to $3,000 or $5,000 is a buttload of money to them.
Yeah.
And if they're saving up all their money to buy a $1,500 car because they need to get back and forth to work and stuff, the last thing I wanted on my conscience was to give them a piece of crap that would break.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's my big thing was I'm like, you are buying a used car. I do warranty it for 30 days, but only the motor and transmission if anything catastrophic happens. Now you got to understand that I could have replaced everything on this car that I knew was bad, and you can actually get down the road and something else, one of the used parts can go bad on it right away. I can't control that. Mm-hmm. And it started getting to a point where that's what was happening. Mm-hmm. They would be gone for 2 or 3 weeks of the car, oxygen sensor would go out. This would go out, that would go out. I'm like, oh my God. And I would be nice enough to say, okay, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. Just drop it back off and we'll get it fixed. And I'm like, I'm done with this because I'm too nice of a guy. I'm going broke doing this. I'm not making money.
No, I got screwed twice when I was married and unmarried with cars. Some guy lied like shit, and I had to sell it for $400 less than what I got for it. It's like I pretty much said, "Here, take the fucking thing, just get out of a damn lot."
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I had a friend do that to me, and it was just a couple years ago. I'm like, "Are you sure? You know, everything's this, dude. I promise you, it's this, and it's awesome." I buy something. It wasn't a car, but I bought something from him. Found out he rigged the hell out of it, and he knew all about it. I'm like, "Why did you do that to me?" Well, you know, I had to sell it, and you know stuff about cars, so I thought it was no big deal, or whatever it was. And I'm like, well, that's not the point. I asked you specifically, why are you selling it for this cheap, and what's the matter with it? And you said absolutely nothing, and you knew it on purpose. I'm like, whatever.
But karma is a bitch. And,
yep,
and,
that's exactly what I say.
And I'm
it'll
telling
come
you,
around.
you may not think it is at the time, but I truly believe there's different planes out there. You might gotten screwed like 4 or 5 deals and then you realize, oh, I lost 200 here, 150 here. Oh, those 5 things I got screwed on, that cost one screw I did to that one guy in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with the silver. See, if you're on God's side, He'll protect you, like the silver. You know, I'm having to sell now some of my silver back, and I'm losing. I paid $28.33 for it. Now I'm selling back at $26, so I'm losing $2.33. Well, you know how He gets it back to me? If I go to the store and I'm like, oh, it's $25. Well, I thought it'd be $32. Oh no, that's on sale, sir. For like, oh, okay. Well, now see that you got that $7 back that you lost with the silver. Or I like to play the slot machines to pass my time away. And yesterday I won or 2 days ago I won like $25. Well, that covers now 5 pieces of silver that I'm gonna have to sell. Hopefully it goes up in the next couple of days. If it doesn't, well, that 20 makes up for the next 3 pieces of silver, 5 pieces of silver I'm gonna sell. So you have to look at it that way. Yeah, you invest because you want to make more than freaking $10, but that's my life. I can only win small and thing. So what are you talking about when I said that? I was first introduced to masturbation by my grandfather. You had a story about that. What was the story? Do you remember?
No, I forgot.
Oh, shit.
It wasn't about. Shoot.
But yeah, so that I mean, so that type of thing.
Remember we were talking about that?
Yeah.
That we would, if we put something on hold too long, me or you forget it. I forgot it. Because there's always a key word that reminds you of something.
That's why I want to do these stories, because then it elicits stuff. That's why I want to get into this thing where I'm not just going to tell you pearls of wisdom or whatever hell. I'm going to show you how my life has led to. So those were the first 8 years of my life. And we can talk about high school, we can talk about college and stuff like that. But I didn't go many girls. In fact, before I got married, I only owned 2 women before I got married. Because I was not happy with myself. I was ashamed of myself. Sure, there have been. I probably missed out on opportunities, like the girls that I always talk about, like a Cameron Diaz. I might miss telling them because you're not confident in yourself. You just have this poor vision. I don't know, what do you call it?
So how can you be not confident about yourself to approach a woman, but you're more than confident to go on TV or go onto a movie set or sit on a podcast?
That's what people say. Is like,
or a comedy stage.
You are confident. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, because you can do stand-up comedy. You go in front of the microphone. Even this one chick, my coworker, 19, like, you're so happy. You're so you're not confident. I'm like, I'm not. I don't know. People say I come off like I don't know. Because I'm quirky. I'm eccentric. I don't like. Oh, hey, babe. I don't use these lines like.
Is that what the word was back then? The words were back then when you were in special ed? Quirky and eccentric?
No, they called me special, though.
Yes, they did. Special.
I don't know. Women.
Special Abu.
I don't know. Maybe they see an angel in me. I have no idea. Like, no, you're so like this one girl, like I had a crush on at my ex job.
I was cracking my neck in case you didn't know. If you saw my neck go crazy.
Well, first of all, Virgo women, there's something about Virgo women, like Cameron Diaz is a Virgo woman. They're just gorgeous. Just for I mean, you wouldn't think they're like on a 10. They wouldn't be like, it's just they have a different type of gorgeousness. It's like, you could like drink with them, have a conversation, Dukes, just, I don't know.
Dukes, put your dukes up, Virgo.
I guess it's other signs, I don't know, but it just seemed like because earthly women are more earth towards the earth. I got that combination of spiritual and things. So maybe they see like angel. I mean, they're like, oh, I can like be your friend, but I can't really do other stuff. You're like, I don't know, too perfect or too like good or whatever the hell. And just a bunch of crap. So because I went out with a couple of women, they're like, yeah, I'm not gonna sleep with you.
They told you that straight out?
Yeah, I'm not gonna sleep with you. Because I think women, like I said, the lustful women. There's some women that you just want to drop your pants for. Like like it's like you're that hot. It's kind of what I'm talking about.
I plead the fifth. I'm in love. Oh, speaking of that, the other day.
You could say that though.
No,
okay, my shit.
What?
Okay.
No. I don't.
Facebook land. There, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll use this example. Like,
start over again because I started thinking about something else.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. What are you talking about? You.
Two different types of women.
Okay.
I come across as like a church goer, crew cut. Okay, for
no, you don't. Not to me.
I don't.
No. Well, I mean, church.
Okay,
churchgoer is not the right word to use, but yeah, because you speak a lot about God and you know the Bible really well.
No, there's a different type of. Okay, oh boy, how am I gonna explain this here? I'll try to use two celebrities to explain it. Okay, you know how like Britney Spears was Mickey Mouse?
Yeah,
she had the innocence.
Yep.
And what's her face? Miley Cyrus.
Oh yeah.
Now their countenance changed when they got to the Illuminati system. They're more of that dark.
That's what I was gonna tell you. You reminded me. All right.
Sensual.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Where you just go in there, but you still go out with them, but you have like one night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Okay.
So Netflix.
Oh yeah.
You might have saw this because you listen to you're the one who sent me this guy. I've been listening to him on YouTube now. You know the guy that he speaks and he always puts all the writing on the page as he's speaking. And he's sometimes I think he's has a robotic voice because he pronounces some of these words like a robot.
Everything inside me.
Yes. Him.
Everything inside me.
Yeah, there you go.
Fisting and dropping your pants. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Boots, sheeps and boots.
Yeah, right.
He just did a thing about Netflix. Came out with a show.
Cuties.
Yep. And they were talking about the 8-year-olds were talking about masturbation and stuff, and they started talking about how the Illuminati's trying to get all these kids to start doing that early because it's promiscuous, and of course it's bad sin-wise. But yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. Now don't take this the wrong way, okay, guys? Let's not take this the wrong way.
Or gals.
Or
Virgos.
Or any human being, okay? I'm getting sick and tired of people saying pedophilia at the age of 13 to 17. Okay, I was abused when I was 8 years old.
Oh, people are saying that it doesn't happen unless you're it happens.
No,
between 13 and 17?
they're lumping that. But here's the thing: in the Jewish religion, 13 is considered adolescent. I'm not saying now, 20-year-olds go after 13. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in a specific religion, they're considered adulthood when it's puberty, right? When they start blossoming, okay, at 13, 14, okay. You're really doing a disservice because there are actually people having relations with infants, toddlers at 5, 6 years old that can't think, okay? We have dumbing our children up, okay? In Mexico, you have 16-year-olds that do get married. Now, but this is no way I'm endorsing, adult relation with a 13-year-old like Roman Polanski, okay? I'm just saying, in some cultures, even in Africa, in the tribes and stuff like that, you're considered adulthood at age 13, 14, okay? But because we've dumbing our children, like in overseas, there are children that work on farms and do adult thing and cook and clean and stuff like that. And they're considered more of adult. And that's why, you look at some inner city women, I can't tell their age because at a young age, they've been told to watch their siblings do adult things. So they think in their minds now that they can have adult activities because, hey, well, mom and dad cook, I cook. Mom and dad take care of children. I take care of my siblings. So why can't I do the same things mom and dad do? So that's the type of thinking. And I was taught that when I went to not marriage counseling, divorce, and they had a person in the Catholic, it was a priest or something, say that psychologist saying that's how some people get teenage pregnancy and stuff like that, because the teenagers like, well, I'm doing adult things, so why can't I participate in adult things, as in drinking, sex, and all sorts of stuff. So it just upsets me when call it something else. Don't call it pedophilia, because pedophilia to me is when you're going after the innocents and children. They can't make up their mind what the hell they are, or like this one who I don't know who that one person was that said, "Oh, my son wants to be a female at age 4 years old." How in the hell do you know he wants to be a female when he's 4 years old? They don't know what the hell they want when they're 4 years old, but you want to make them into something that they're not. So that's my take on that. Because, that cuties thing is, now they got something in California regarding that. When they do some law in California where, if they agree to it, it's fine.
If who agrees to what?
A 13, 14 agrees to have relations with a 20.
How do you prove that? You got to have a sexual contract?
Well, no, you just ask them.
Well, okay, so you're in court, and it's a 30-year-old guy's word against a 13-year-old person.
No, you ask a 13, 14-year-old, like, did you agree to have sex with them? And they say, yeah, you can't punish that 30-year-old.
And what if they're mad because they didn't get treated right, and so they say, no, I didn't?
That's what that Newsom guy is doing. So, and they're trying to make a law like that. And and then people say, oh, that's pedophilia. So they don't read the law, I guess. The law is that if they agree to it, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, it's getting kind of crapola, but
well, no grown-ass man should be lusting over a 13, 14-year-old.
No, they shouldn't. And I don't like this argument, like if a 60-year-old goes after a 40-year-old and they use that, oh, when he was 20, she was not born yet. No. See that, or
I just tell a judge, yeah, they're 10, but there was 3 of them.
No, that's a dumb argument too. It's like, well, you wouldn't do that to your sister, so why would you do it to her? I'm like, where's that's apple and orange. She's 40 years old. He's 60. Don't go with an argument like, oh, she was 0 when he was 20. That, kind of like that one Twilight movie.
I haven't seen any of them.
Or you're imprinted. Like like the wolf went after the vampire because he, or the other wolf or something, because you're imprinted. When you were born, I knew that was going to be your husband or whatever, or you're going to be my wife.
Yeah.
That was kind of, they get into some stuff. Because the story of Sodom and Gomorrah was not them going after 13, 14. It was actually them going after little infants and doing all those kind of sacrifices that go on. There's a lot of sick stuff that people don't know, but they're kind of like, they want to, what is it? Desensitize you to shit. Cause
that's a perfect word. Desensitizing you and reprogramming you.
But
yep, it's crazy. Crazy.
So your upbringing. When
I was born a small black child. A poor black child. Yeah, remember that? The jerk?
You can identify.
Steve Martin?
You can identify you as anything you want to be. You can identify. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I want to discuss like what made you like, when did you know that you had like, because you're becoming you wanted to play baseball, right?
Yeah.
So when did you take an interest in baseball? Was it because your dad played with you, or did you like most of my stuff when I was growing up? I saw it myself. I liked wrestling growing up. My dad really didn't he really didn't have push me into something where I was interested. Most of the stuff I got interested in is because I either watched it myself on TV. He never watched Packer games. We never watched it. Now he's watching Packer games. It's like opposite. He never liked football at all. He was a soccer guy. I guess he did coach one of my teams back then, soccer. And then he refereed me and he gave me a red card.
What's that?
When you get kicked out of the game, he kicked me out of the game. Because I kind of smart off. I said, why can't I wear this?
Yeah, you thought you could get away with it, didn't you? You got ejected by your own dad. Get out of here. You're out of the game.
That's when I was a goalie. And I was a goalie in Kuwait. These adult guys would kick medium pace and I'd block it. And so Dad actually helped me become a champion on a championship team. I was a goalie. I remember a time it was like 2-1, and then because I was a pretty good goalie, like I should probably play goalie instead of freaking bench in football in high school. So this guy, a star player coming. He was a star player in Brookfield Central at the time. It was an 8th grade U14 game, and so he's coming. And normally when it's like goalie against a guy with the ball by yourself, it's over. The guy's gonna score a goal. But I shocked the hell out of him because I went after his legs, and he kind of like, oh shit. So he tried to kick it. He kicked me in my belt. He kicked the ball in my belly, my fat belly that went like the Goonies, the truffle shuffle. The ball truffle shuffle. The soccer ball truffle shuffled in my stomach. It deflected off. Almost went to the goal, but then the fullback ran and he booted on Tom. His name was Tom. I know a lot of Tom Greggs for some reason. Not Uncle Tom, but Tom's. And he kicked the ball out. And that was the halftime. And I got kind of scared, so I said, Tom was also the other goalie on the team. So yeah, coach, you can put Tom in now. But then Tom was like, well, we need Tom now, to manage, control the ball, so go back into the game and finish it off. So, and we won a championship.
Sweet.
So, but that's kind of from my dad. But otherwise, I grew up alone. I grew up withdrawn, by myself. Didn't really have relations with my siblings. Older sister, yeah, we were close, but not I was closer than my other sisters. Had no brothers. Who knows what would have done? Who knows? And then you just keep going to the past. Like you shouldn't go to the past because you become salty. It's like, what would happen if I didn't have this done to me? And then you ask yourself, why did this happen to me? Is it karma? Is it reincarnation? Did I do something in a previous life? Or did I choose this myself? There's other theories that you chose your existence before you came to work on something. You chose to, as morbid as it sounds, you chose to be abused so you can learn appreciation for having that darkness upon you. Yeah, maybe one darkness, but he got 9 darknesses in there. I mean, they're self-inflicted. I could have been a better dad. I could have been a better husband, probably. I just didn't marry the right person. I mean, we're good friends now, but it wasn't that connection. Like, where you wake up and it's like, man, you know what? That dimple on your face is outstanding, or that crooked smile, or the way you say "fuck me" is like, it's endearing. It's endearing. Where you don't get angry with your wife or your girlfriend saying, it's like, I just love the way you get angry. That's true love. It's like you just love unconditionally.
I think you're watching too many Cameron Diaz movies.
I love Cameron Diaz. But yeah, so about you though. Let's talk about you. Like, did your dad like pushing, like watching? Like, you watch Packer games religiously. Like I know that. It's like you must have love of Packers for some reason. Because I know your brother Jeff don't like the Packers for shit.
He's anti anything that everybody else likes.
And I want to interview him and see why he's anti. What causes him? That's the type of show we're leading into. Why do we do it? What experience we had? Grade school, a crush on a girl, what have you, led you to where you are today, and also may have led you to the career you decided to choose. Like, I used to watch wrestling. But go ahead. I don't want to keep talking about me. What about you, though?
Seems like you're doing a pretty good job.
Go ahead. Fill in.
I can't. You keep going. You're doing good.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I remember I was watching. I grew up, started watching Packer games with my dad, and sporting events and wrestling. I remember watching wrestling on Saturday mornings, the AWA, I think it was.
Yeah.
With Vern Gagne, the Crusher, and the Iron Sheik, and Nikolai Volkov.
Do you remember a guy named Frankie DeFalco?
No.
Frankie the Thumper. He was Italian. He looked like he had a beard.
No, I don't remember.
He wore like a black strap. One of those. He was like the one that always he would lose.
No, I don't remember.
Jake the Milkman Milligan.
No.
Oh shit. Okay, go ahead.
No.
Who was your favorite wrestler when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, when I was younger, it was the Crusher and
Mad Dog Vachon.
Yeah, I didn't really have a super favorite back then. I just liked them all because I didn't know it was fake and they were kicking butt, But as I got older, then I really started getting in high school. I started getting in middle school, and then Macho Man and bunch of guys from the 80s and 90s. And then...
Did your dad ever take it to a match?
Yeah.
As much as I talk...
My mom and dad took us to one match, I remember, and we're sitting at the stoplight down in Kilbourne because it was still at the Mecca. And
I might have been the same match you were. That'd be kind of freaky. What match was that in 1979?
I have no idea.
You can't remember.
You'd have to ask my brother because he remembers what happened in the womb.
You don't remember?
I don't know.
My dad took me one because he liked it. But no, you don't remember one match from that? Who you went to see?
It couldn't have been 79 because it had to be somewhere in the 80s when Hulk Hogan was starting to get big, but nobody knew who he was really. Well, anyway, we're sitting at the stoplight at Kilbourne, and there's this taxi that's the whole rear of the car is just like almost on the ground. And I look over, and who's over there in the back of the taxi? King Kong Bundy.
What?
Yep, it was awesome. And we're like, oh, we're jumping up and down, and he's just waving like a really nice guy. I'm like, yeah, it's awesome.
No, I'll tell you, mine was 1979. It was the Mecca. The headliner of the wrestling match was Mad Dog Vachon and the Crusher against Jerry Blackwell and Big John Studd.
Really? I
Yeah.
remember, didn't Big John Studd go into the New World Order or whatever it was?
Yeah. Well, see, now my dad, no, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm glad you brought that story with the wrestling. See, I love how when you bring something up. My dad would always like say he had conspiracy because he said the ring fell when the Crusher put Jerry Blackwell to the ring and the ring collapsed. And he goes, David, see, beforehand, you see they unscrewed the ring a little bit to make it loose so they go down. And I would tell my dad when I'm watching Days of Our Lives, he goes, yeah, the character's leaving. Yeah, because his contract is up. That's why he's leaving. So you always have these conspiracy type shit. But it was in the absurd. But then you give it some with politics and stuff, and they're like, yeah, whatever. You're a conspiracy theorist. So he changed.
So did he tell you Santa Claus was fake when you were 3? He seems like the kind of guy that would do that.
No, I kind of figured out bullshit myself because there's no fucking way the way they're describing. Oh, yeah, this fat ass will go around on one night, gain every damn country.
I believed it till I was 7 or 8.
I saw the president, and I actually told my children at a young age, no, there's no fat ass, okay? Don't believe in fat ass or the Easter frickin' bunny.
It is a new age now, so Santa Claus is probably doing keto, so he's all ripped.
So, but was it like, did your dad say, hey, Chris, come and see this, or did you kind of like, you just because your dad was watching it, kind of like, did your dad watch wrestling?
I don't understand the question. Like, oh, come here, watch this cool play.
Yeah. Or no, it's hey, come watch a Packer game with me, Chris, or you kind of like just watch because that was your dad, and he's like, oh, I want to do what my dad's doing. You took interest in what your dad was doing, and then you became interested in it, or
yeah, both.
See, that's like me. I like I said, I came across a lot of stuff myself, and then my dad would participate. Like, hey,
I mean, I would have never known about football or wrestling if it wasn't for my dad, because I wouldn't know to watch it on TV. So, I guess you could say yeah because of my dad, but.
What was your first movie you ever saw in the theater?
Star Wars.
Mine was Willy Wonka.
Was it?
It was on a class field trip. I didn't listen to music either during school or whatever, or during high school and stuff like that. The first song I actually listened to. Well, no, what was your first album that you bought? I listened to other songs. It wasn't like I knew the song. I heard the songs. But the one I really knew, like, I could tell you the band and the thing was Survivor. Eye of the Tiger. And I bought that when I was with my uncle in Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yes. The cassette tape. I just played that 24/7.
My first one that I bought on my own was a 45 of Queen, Another One Bites the Dust. And I'll never forget it. They had to close the department store right down the road. Mm-hmm. And I got a 10-speed bike for my birthday. So it was kind of a rainy day. I went to Kohl's department store. I got my record. And I'm on my way back home, and right over here in this alley over here, I'm cruising, and I'm getting close to the street. So I hit the wrong brakes. I hit the front brakes, and I went flying head first over my bike. Oh.
Before you bought the album or after?
No, after.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah. Thank God nothing happened to it. But yeah, and then I wore the record out, and then the big conspiracy back then was when you play Another One Bites the Dust backwards,
Yeah.
it said it was fun to smoke marijuana.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, of course, I'm like, I got to hear this just because I want to hear it backwards. So I did it, and sure enough, you could really hear it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And where I was at my friend's, I stopped over at my friend Nick's house once, and I brought my tape recorder and tapes because I always messed around. Like just exactly what we're doing now. I could keep myself busy for hours, like playing characters by myself and talking into a tape recorder and then playing them back and listening. And so I would take my tape recorder a lot with me, and then we're talking. We're just talking. And I'm like, hey, did you know that if you play Another One Bites the Dust backwards, it says it's fun to smoke marijuana? And he's like, no. I'm like, yeah, it's really crazy. And we're just talking, and we filled up the 90-minute side of the tape, right? So I flipped it over. I was going to hit record. Well, I accidentally missed the record because remember, you had to hit them both simultaneously. And I missed the record and hit play. And all of a sudden it started playing, and then it was one of them cheap-ass tapes. So it bled through the other side. So our whole 90-minute conversation was playing on the other side completely backwards.
You recording your conversation?
Yeah. We're messing around. We're having fun messing around.
So here we go, folks. Can you like hold the thought there, or do you have to finish before?
No, go ahead.
Interject something. So now when we're talking about numerology 3, Chris is a 3 as well as me. So you got a chance to fulfill early in your life paths somewhat, as you're talking, recording, and stuff like that. And that's what 3 is: complete communication. I was more withdrawn. I didn't really speak out until like about 20, like really, because I was antisocial. And people say, oh, you're really social. I couldn't believe you'd be non-social. Again, how an experience or traumatic experiences dissuade you from your life path number. So that's how you can function as a -3 or a +3. So I was more of a -3, no communication. Didn't know how to talk. I mean, how to convey a point. We always have debates, and he's like, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Well, kind of hell know what the hell I'm saying now, at least. But
as far as you know.
As far as I know.
I assure you.
But no, but yeah, so but you're like when did you start picking up baseball? And subconsciously, you don't watch baseball like you watch the Packers. Is that because you felt pissed off that you couldn't further your career as a baseball person? It's kind of a heart
no,
a hurtful feeling that because I couldn't make it, I don't really be intent with it.
No. Baseball lasts too long. You know, it's
yeah, but you never
season.
You never sat down and watched a baseball game.
Oh yeah, I do.
Do you?
Not no more. I mean, now that I'm older, I'll watch a couple innings, but that's all.
Did you watch when the Brewers were like making that run and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, 82 bucks.
No, I'm talking about recently.
Oh no.
See, that's what I'm saying. Why?
Because there's. I mean.
Well, when did you pick up baseball first of all?
I don't remember when I picked up baseball, how old I was, but I probably about 3rd, 4th grade. I know for sure by 6th grade, by 5th grade, I was an all-star champion.
Was that because the Brewers were at 19? Was that because of 1982 Brewers that made you want to play?
Oh yeah.
Who was your favorite player that? Or did you have a player that?
Yes, because up until I started playing, I started with the Saints, and that was okay. Yeah, so I was in 3rd grade.
The Saints.
Yeah, that was the team I was on. I was. They call it the they do minors, AAA, and major, then senior, and I started in the minors, and I just was playing ball just because you're a kid who doesn't want to play ball in some kind of way or just mess around, I mean, but I hit my first home run, and everybody went crazy. I'm like, wow. And they're aiming me on a run, and I'm running. I didn't hit over a fence because I was like 2 feet high, but I hit it all the way to the fence, and the kid couldn't catch up to the ball. So I got my first home run, and I remember the feeling, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then that was it. I was sold. And then all I did is eat, drink, and sleep baseball. I would wake up in the morning, and that was back then when your parents would eat your breakfast and then get the hell out of the house and don't come back till supper time. That was it. You know, if you want to come home for lunch, you're hungry, fine. But otherwise, supper time. We have a church over here. At 5 o'clock, the bell would go off. So we knew we had to be home by that. So if we could be across side of town and we hear that bell, and we would be running our asses home.
Yeah, see, growing up, that we didn't have that type of parents where they go out and play because they're more controlling. Like even my uncle with his children, like he would not let his twins go have anybody babysit them or stuff like that. He was very was it controlling or very scared to let them go out. And that's not we lived in fear. It's like parents lived in fear that there's something would happen to children. And I guess, and see, here's the thing, folks, with fear. And here's a story with fear.
Well, before you go with that, did anybody in your family know what was going on with you and your grandparent?
No.
No?
No.
You sure they didn't?
No, because they don't have the insight. They don't have insight at all.
All right. So
No,
go back to your fear.
Because if you thought that, you would not.
Well, the only reason I would say that is because I can understand where their fear would get sparked.
They would say when the stuff happened, like, you know, you're the grandpa's like, where were you guys? I'm like, oh, it was the grandpa. Something like that. But they wouldn't say, like, they wouldn't. If you knew you had like an instinct, like, oh, like, I don't know, but you know, the story of Dahmer, you know, that brings me with Dahmer's thing where the dad's like, what's in that box, Jeff? It's private. I'm not gonna show it to you. Show it to me. No, it's mine. You're not show. If he would have pursued the issue and said, no, you're gonna show what's in the fucking box, and he would have found out there was a head in the box, and you could have stopped that right there.
Well,
but I didn't have that type of thing.
You could have prolonged it, maybe, but I don't think you would have stopped it.
No, he prolonged what? No, because
how he turned out.
I think the story goes that was his like second one. That was in Ohio when that happened.
Yeah,
he never came to walk and did that shit.
No, he was
because
when he was young, he was killing small animals and stuff and hiding them under the porch.
Yeah, but I'm saying
in a shed.
The body count might have been less. They might have stopped it too. If the dad said, no, I got to call the cops or put you in a mental hospital or some shit.
Yeah, it's possible.
No, but if you have a strong inclination, it's like, no, I feel something wrong. And, you know, my dad, you know, supposedly they're psychics. He can read like a teacup thing. If you drink like coffee that has like a stain, he can like kind of like tell, like a fortune tell type of thing. Sometimes it's kind of freaky.
What?
Yeah.
I'm lost.
So you have like this air of coffee that leaves a stain. And he can read the stains.
Where does it leave a stain?
You know, like it's in the cup. You got to like put your finger there and say, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be pregnant and bear a child." And his other stuff he said came true. His grandma, his mother, I think.
Your dad?
Yeah, and my grandparents. So that's where the you know the psychic abilities come from.
Well, maybe that's why your parents were afraid to let you go out and play.
Well, then you should have been psychic enough to know that there's something going on with the situation there.
That's true. You know what?
But here's another reason why didn't you say anything when you're a young child? Because first of all, I'm a young child. And secondly, I didn't want to break up a family because that wasn't broken up. So right.
Well, that's when you're younger. That's one of your biggest fears is you don't want to do that
and
have your family separated.
Right. And if you look at the numerology and the frickin' signs, he's a Scorpio and Gemini. These guys are not meant to be for shit. They're not meant to be together at all. And they to be honest with you, let's be honest, they should never marry to begin with. And there was stuff that happened in my parents' relationship, and they actually threatened divorce in '93. I said, if you get divorced, fuck it. I'm not your son or whatever. And in retrospect, you know, I just said, yeah, I think you guys should, you know, depart. But then I'm 17 at the time, so I was like, okay, what the fuck's going to go on? And my mom never graduated college, and she, you know, it would have been a big mess. Because there's some improper stuff that happened with my dad. Then I'm not gonna bring his stuff out because I got enough stuff to bring out. But yeah, so that kind of stuff happened like that. So you have psychic ability, but speaking with the fear of my mom letting us play, my cousins were over, and there's why I got a scar right here, 16 stitches. we're off the porch. They're doing slinky, and my brother-in-law was trying to hit the slinky as they're as the slinky came down. I kind of walked behind the backswing of my cousin, and blood just poured down. It was like The Shining when you see the blood scene.
Yeah.
Down, and we had you've been to my house, my parents' house. We didn't have that extension there originally. There was a big ass window, but they made it into a bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and a bath. And so I'm walking the window, and my face is like this, and my mom, and she's like going nuts. I'm like, holy cow! I didn't feel no pain. I wasn't crying, nothing. But yeah, I went to the hospital, and you could just feel them just stitching you up, and I was alive. I was underneath the thing.
Unbelievable. So, do you think that catapulted you to your special ed classes?
You had to wear the helmet.
Yep.
Yeah. Probably knock something. How old was I at that? It happened in the summer, so I was able to. Yeah, 81 maybe. 81. So that would have been what? No, but I was like probably 7th grade. No, what is? Well, I can remember everything else. I can't remember that crap. That's probably too traumatic. I'll find. I'll recap that story. I'll recap that story probably next show. But no, so
sorry, folks. The record skipped.
Hold on. No, I'll follow my mom on this one. Hold on.
No, what? You're phoning a friend?
Yeah, I'm phoning a friend on this one because I want to get the story straight. Because now it's got me thinking. Because I want to know what the thought process were.
For what?
Why I became.
You must have listened to that song lately. You're just stuck on that.
I have no
that
idea.
tone.
I have no.
That beat. Halsey. Yeah. Bad in Love. You can put her on phone. Holy shit, dude. You're nuts. Plug in your phone.
Oh.
Surprise.
I don't think she won't be on the thing with.
Well, then you better.
We're talking about fisting.
I'm cutting your mic because I can hear it.
Yeah. I have a question. You remember when I got hit with the bat? I had 16 stitches. Do you remember how old I was? Was I 9 years old at that time?
That was the Palestinian version of 16 Candles. 16 stitches.
6th grade, was I? No, I had to be when I was going to Dixon, right?
You don't remember how old he was, but he's telling us about how old he was.
It was before you. Listen, it was before you.
Linda, listen.
You made the addition to the house. Yeah, because remember I came up and I went to the big ass window. You guys had the dining room, and then I showed my face in front of that big window, and then it must have been. No, we were in Kuwait when we was. Must be.
I don't think this is helping.
Okay, all right, bye. Yeah, now you can remember. Yeah, so yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm back. Are you there?
Yep, talking to your microphone.
So yeah, I was in the 4th grade. 4th grade.
4th grade?
Yeah.
That's funny that you say that because I was in a 4th grade and had a traumatic experience.
What, injury experience? Or
no.
Oh, okay.
But me and my buddy came home from school, George. No, I was in 3rd grade then. And we were walking out to go play baseball, of course.
Right.
And my dad's sitting on a chair reading the paper, and out of the plain blue sky, he says, "Don't throw any stones." I'm like, what? No clue why he would say this.
Why'd you do it in the Arab accent there?
I didn't do an Arab accent. I did it in my dad's accent.
Oh.
And so we walked out the door, and that house that's right there on the corner has at the time when I was that small, it was a huge picture window. Now it's not that big, but it's the same window. And all of a sudden, me and George get an argument with the kids across the street.
Yeah.
And I started chucking stones. We're chucking stones back and forth, and I chucked one right through their big picture window. Cost my parents $500, and I had to write 1,000 times I will not throw stones. And I'm like, I never had an idea once about throwing stones. And then he says, don't throw stones. So what happens when I get there? Maybe he has some Arabic coffee.
I'm glad you mentioned the phrase "don't throw stones." That's another thing with communication that I've read about, that the universe and people don't understand the words "don't," because the universe is not about saying no. The universe is about saying yes. And you say, "How can that be?" Yeah, it can say yes to dark energy and yes to positive energy. So all you teachers out there, when you say to a child, "Don't run," they're not paying attention to the word "don't." You have to have proper command. You need to command the child what you want them to do. So you want them to walk. So tell them what you want, or tell them what you desire.
What I really, really want. I wanna.
Please walk, instead of saying don't run. So whatever you want that person to do, tell them in a command. Please walk. Please drink slowly. Don't drink fast. Drink slowly. And you know how I know this? I was coaching at the Boys and Girls Club, and I said,
special ed?
No. Some of those might have been special ed, though. So the football family, what's his name? Jamal. Yeah, I'll just call him Jamal. It's a Jamal. Tackle him at the thighs. Tackle him at the thigh. I didn't say don't tackle high. I said exactly what I want. Tackle him low at the thighs. No shit. Next play, he comes up and he just bams the dude right in the thighs. He drops the guy's ass. I'm telling him, like, yeah, he's like, yeah. I'm like, I told you. You command them what you want to do, and they'll do it. So try. It's hard because I catch myself doing it. But when I was talking to my, when I had the opportunity to parent my daughters for the small amount of years I had them, I would really be self-conscious about that. Please walk. Please eat slowly. And try to refrain from cants and anything with apostrophes. And you'll see your class, you'll see your players, you'll see them respond. And another thing with that is, when I was coaching, I would not say good job, okay? If the guy made a perfect layup, I'd say, good job, John, using the backboard when you made the layup. You tell them, because they don't know what good job. Good job what? Did I follow through? Because there's lots of skills that you're doing to do a layup. What, good job using the right lead foot, or jumping off the lead foot, or using the backboard, or proper thing. So you have to be very specific, and that to give you power in teaching. So that type of thing. So try to refrain from the apostrophe T's.
Yeah. So, but in my dad's defense, if you would have said, please throw stones, I probably would have thrown stones. I probably would have still done it.
Or yeah, or you can do reverse.
Hey, my dad asked me to. He said, hey, okay.
Then you do the reverse psychology, like
the Jedi mind trick.
The Jedi mind trick. No,
speaking of that, do you think
there's some truth to that, actually?
Do you think that, first of all, you didn't clear this up yet. So are you Palestinian? You started to talk about it, how you're part, your dad says now you're a Jew and not a Jew. And so what's your nationality? Let's just say that.
Well, okay, we're like, I'm not going to go percentage. I do it all the time with percentages. How do you know what percent? But I'm more Palestinian than anything.
Okay, final answer. So do you think that...
First of all, you can't be 100% in anything in this life. Okay, so we know that. Even Lysol spray is 99.9.
666.
So yeah, nothing. Here, another thing. Another point. Nothing can be 100% on planet Earth. We cannot do it. So don't.
Definitely none of my test scores.
So when you hear the media says, "Oh, that's not happening," again, that's why I say you don't know what plane you live on. When you say nothing's happening, yes, something's happening. It could be it's either a percentage or whatever, but there's something to that. If there's smoke, there's fire. So you can't say 100% false, 100% true. Hitler was 100% bad. George Soros 100% bad. No one's 100% anything.
So you can't even use where there's smoke, there's fire, because that's not 100%. That could be, it could be smoldering and never catch fire.
But there's something that's causing that smoldering or firing to go. There's something causing that heat, is what I'm trying to say. So there's something to a person's suggestion. Now, if you say a person has 3 titties, Well,
Jeez.
okay, that could be, I don't have 3 titties, obviously. But that statement's not actually true. If you watch Total Recall, she has 3 titties. So I've seen 3. And if you go to third world
Get
countries,
your own 3 titties like this, master.
so there might be a person with 3 titties. Why do you think Total Recall guy came up with that? You think it came from his brain? No. There might have been, maybe Chernobyl thing with the radiation. Someone grew 2 cocks or 3 titties. Who knows? Okay,
Just subliminally throw in 2 cocks.
So more often, to answer your question in a circular way there, yes, I'm Palestinian, okay? Not Pakistani.
All right.
And why, is there something pertinent to me being a Palestinian?
Yes.
What, so you have to say Pakistani all the time?
No, I'm just wondering if in the Star Wars language, when in The Empire Strikes Back, and Darth Vader goes, Luke, I am your father. I want in the Palestinian way, do they gotta go, David, I am your Abu?
Well, it's Anna Dahoud.
What?
Dahoud.
What's a Dahoud?
That's father too, dad, like Dahoud.
How come every other language has got 50 words for one for one word?
And into Dahoud.
Well, I suppose.
And into Dahoud, Darth Vader.
Father, dad, Papa. Well, no, Papa would be more of
Papa,
European. That's European. European, I'm a peeing. Hey, somebody's got to pee. Huh, 10-4. All right.
So, yes to that. I guess that's so I'll talk about my high school and college years as
we're at 150. We're at 2 hours already.
No, because I want to talk about my Toma experience in lacrosse and. Boy, I meant,
So is that something that we can see for next show? How much?
It's not that long. I mean,
Okay.
no, again, I wasn't a party animal. Oh my god, they were trying to set me up with one chick.
Well, that doesn't sound convincing.
I wasn't a party animal. I got good roommates, 2 roommates from Toma, and that's how I first became accustomed to Seinfeld. Was through them.
Dude, that was almost the biggest Freudian slip ever.
What?
Because you just said that's how I come accustomed to Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Fill in your own blank.
Seinfeld. Yeah, my roommates had sex except for me. They tried to set me up that was done. They said she had some monster breasts. But again, it's like I was trying to live like a perfect life. I think I didn't have relations till I got married. Actually, I lost my virginity at marriage.
Really?
I did.
Wow. Good for you.
Same thing with why is
the force is strong with this one.
Yeah, really, yeah. Both of us were virgins at the time, so I'm like, oh yeah, good for you. Yeah, it was
where do I put it? Over here. No, not that one.
What a special night. Yeah, okay, whatever.
I didn't special ed.
So that's why I was, so you had that. I don't know if it was a spirit, whatever, over me or whatever the hell.
While you were having your special night?
What? No, talking about preventing me from, saying yes. So I was like, I was 19 at the time. But then again, I still had the inadequacies. Even at, I was 19. So like I told you, my outing or my confession of what happened to me didn't come until I was 26.
You think that had something to do with why you took so long to Free Willy?
What?
Any of that stuff that happened with your grandfather in the background have something to do with it?
Well, yeah,
So what was going through your mind that you would attempt to mess around?
I'm damaged goods.
Ah.
That's what it was. That I probably wouldn't perform well. Lack of confidence.
Okay.
And then it feels like, oh, you have to be established or whatever, and my
is that like a credit score? You want to go to a bank and get a loan? Oh, sorry, you have to have a credit score of this. You're not established, so is that like a sex score?
There was a hole in the wall. I roomed with somebody.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So they saw me doing the the 5 shuffle, the 5 rosy palm shuffle,
5 finger shuffle,
yeah,
5 knuckle shuffle.
But again,
flogging a dolphin.
I could have been like ostracized, but yet the people that saw me, I actually roomed with. So they showed love like that. I could have been embarrassed to hell, but no, I was accepted there. Again, not by women. It's like all these guys like accept me as like, I don't know if women thought I was cute. I know in high school they kept saying, "Oh, Abu, she thinks you're cute," and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Well, when I pull my pants down in the middle of grocery stores, they're doing it. Nobody thinks it's cute.
No, I meant like they not cute because you actually do it. Cute because I am somewhat I like to think I'm not like homely.
Well, I see you overcame that
to look
barrier.
At, to look at
more confident now.
Well, no, that's because my sister's friend would say, "Oh, your brother's cute" and shit like that. And then that was popular also in high school. Even though I was withdrawn, I became manager of a basketball team, and I became halftime entertainment. Or I should have.
that didn't sound good.
Shooting I shot basketballs. Oh God, I shot.
Shot basketballs at a basketball game
at halftime. I was like halftime entertainment. You know how like at halftime in the Bucks game, a guy had a chance to win the car.
Yeah.
But I would have like 5-6 minutes. And I just keep heaving like with a soccer throw like this.
Oh.
And at one point I made 3 in a row, missed 2, made 3 in a row. I made a hook shot. I went behind my head. In fact, Menominee Falls coach came up to me and said, "Can I get your autograph?" I'm like, "For what, dude?" Oh man, that was impressive what you did with It's like, so I was popular.
Now that dude's Googling Abu, David Abu. Ah, shit, this dude didn't do nothing. Throw this away.
No, I did. I mean, if you go to Brookfield East and you talk to anybody from 1985 to 1989 classes, alumni, I threw my yearbook away in a fit of rage because I didn't want no part of it. But yeah, no, they'll know. They'll say, "Yeah, Abu, you have the half-court entertainment." Actually, I had a song created by one of my classmates. You remember that walking like an Egyptian?
Yeah.
Walking like or shooting like an Abu. he goes to the court, ooh, shoot like an Abu. So stuff like that.
Nice.
So even your darkest moments, you could see. I didn't know God from Adam. Like I said, Sunday school. Sunday school. I was again not in it. My mind was like I was there, but not there. Not paying attention like I am nowadays. So I know I just felt I had a good heart. My motivation was right. You'd find like the classmates that got picked on, and my heart felt for them. My heart felt for them being picked on, and it's like it made you angry at times. And I got, like I said, bullied, fat shamed, showered. They try to stick things in various places, shampoo bottles and crap. And that's a bully that tried to do that, and he protected me. I know his name still to this day, but I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna put him on blast either. I heard he picked up his life. He's like a great manager at some place or whatever. So, no, but then you have the spirit that just he knows. That's how the yin and the yang works. You're in dark moment, and then you get light. You get people that show love and affection, and wherever I go, people show you respect. Like, "Hey, sir, how are you?" I'm like, "What the hell? What, sir?" Even my basketball.
I hate when people call me sir.
Yeah, it's like, no, don't call me sir. And even my like ex-basketball player, the one we mentioned in the last show, she'll keep calling Mr. Abu. I'm like, no, it's Abu. You don't have to call him Mr. No, it's Mr. Abu. I'm like, because I taught her. I was her teacher, and she wants to call me Mr. Abu. Yeah, it's a sign of respect, but I don't need to be called Mr. You're my friend. It's like you're my basketball player. We can be friends. Like, even ex-basketball players on the male side, we'll go out for a beer and stuff like that, and they call me Abu. It's like, yeah, it's fine. I don't want to be called. There's no sir. I'd be walking and talking about confidence. I must exude some confidence or something because I'd be walking in the airport while I was as a barista, and they go, "Are you the director of operations at the airport?" I'm like, "Where do you get director of operations?" No, you just have that presence about you that you're something important. I'm like, what? How I walk? No, I walk because I have a sciatic nerve issue. I don't walk like I said at the other show. I walk. I have a condition that I walk pronounced. It's not. There's no confidence. Believe me, No, I'm just a barista, folks, at Starbucks. Okay.
Oh my God.
There's another business.
What did Yogi Bear call you? Yogi Bear call you?
Yogi Bear.
Yeah, in high school.
Yogi Bear.
Mm-hmm. Or if you go out for a beer with him, what does Yogi Bear call you?
Well, oh, you're telling me a joke?
Does he?
Oh, I know.
When he
Yeah.
asks you for, yeah, boo, you want a beer? Hey.
No, because I had a fire teacher that got caught with relation with a 16-year-old. I'm not gonna mention his name.
Yeah, please don't.
And this guy's this awesome teacher. Is like just had that spirit, but it's like, I still love the guy. I was like, but dude, yeah, he would say something about a ghost. What does a ghost say when or something? What does a ghost say? Abu or something? Abu.
Abu.
He had those corny jokes, like those one line from a joke book jokes. But
what do you call a deer with no eyes?
what?
No idea.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, like that.
Like that.
What do you call a deer with no legs and no eyes?
A stump.
Still no idea.
Yeah. Say hey. So jokes like that. And
I was in Minnesota. I was working, and I heard it was on one of the morning talk shows. I was driving to my first client, and a 6-year-old girl told that on the radio show, and I'm dying. So I get to my first stop, and a bunch of old guys sitting in the office drinking coffee, starting their day. They're not in the shop working yet. Everybody's got a, it's kind of protocol for a shop. You get there in the morning, hang out for about 15 minutes to a half hour talk, and then start working. So these were old timers. And here I come in, Mr. Slick back hair and, nice clothes. So they just give me that look like, oh, here we go. Everybody knows. And I look at them all, and you got to remember up in Minnesota, so there's a lot of deer. And I was working on my Rodney Dangerfield impression at the time. So I just look at them, and I have not spoken a word yet. I walked in the office, closed the doors. They looked at me, I looked at them, and I could just feel the tension. So I go, hey, I got a question for you. And they're older guys, so they know who Rodney is. And they all just kind of giggles, yeah, what? He says, what do you call a deer with no eyes, huh? And they just looked at me like, we give. I go, no idea. They started laughing, and I did the still no idea. Broke the ice. They bought a lot of shit from me. It was awesome. But then I started doing it all the time. I would go in with them jokes instantly, and I had more, but instant icebreaker, and I could sell almost anything. It was fun.
Yeah, it was like so that's what you got. That's how you got to be. Where'd you get the funny? Like just did anybody tell you like you were funny or did you crack jokes like in grade school or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I got in trouble a lot in school because I was too busy cracking jokes. I was a class clown.
So again, I was withdrawn, so my funnies didn't come till later in life. Like people say, "Oh, you're funny," and how I got into coaching is because of my 9th grade football coach. He made me laugh. I mean, there was one day he was in the locker room, he was serious. I was like, my mouth like this, like, come on, keep you over because I'm ready to fucking crack up, and I didn't want to run like 50,000 Oklahomas. Oklahoma's going the whole damn field. Again, me being pudgy at 250 in 9th grade. I am not embellishing, but where I got my funny, wanting to be like acting and stuff like that was The Innocent Man with Tom Selleck. That's like one of my favorite.
Heard of that.
One of my favorite movies. It's Tom Selleck. He it's gonna be ripping on cops, but so he's in a house and the cops are told to go to a house and they get the address wrong, and they shoot him by mistake.
Tom Selleck?
Yeah, so they have to. So they didn't want to humble themselves and say, "Hey, I made a mistake. We got the address wrong." So they make a fudge like he's had cocaine on him, and he goes to prison wrongfully. And I like when those movies like really charge you up. Either like it's a lump in your throat, like a movie that touches your heart, or really gets you pissed off. And that movie got really pissed off. And I wanted to do movies and entertain people and be dramatic and provoke an emotion, not just to be funny. And then as far as stand-up, I was thinking one day when I had my daughter and my ex knew that I was stressed over, like, okay, what are we gonna do now? Hopefully I got enough money to support the family. But I wanted to leave like a legacy to my daughter. And she'd be cracking jokes and stuff, and I'm like, people say I'm funny. Maybe I can leave a legacy of comedy, and like try and make it into the comedy circles, and try to do the best you can, and then build networks. Because I knew my daughters, they're into like arts and stuff like that, and I wanted to build a connection and network so I could say, hey, and like give them a, kind of like an elite, they want to follow in their footsteps, or you have power to get them to fulfill their dreams. So that's why I chose to go on the stand-up comedy route, because I want to leave something. Because parents want to leave something, whether it's an empire, something, the will to money or finances. So, and that's why I struggle with daily. Is like eventually leave something for my daughters. So yeah, so like I said, these are the type of shows that I want to do. Like even like the Innocent Man movie, wanted me getting acting. That's what propelled me to acting. My daughter, 5 years old, cracking jokes, making people laugh, get you into taking a comedy class. Your stories, and we'll be getting guests, and we'll be going for the same thing. Like, what are you about today? Teachers, whoever, dad, stepfather, a divorce that caused a traumatic thing where you got angry and you say, you know what, I can't rely on my parents to fund for me, or I'm going to have to do stuff on my own. There are people like that. I tell my nephew, I was like, before my sister killed herself, I said, you ain't going to have your parents. I'm not trying to think. You have to be somewhat independent, because God forbid your parents die. What are you going to do? You're going to have to do something. So now he became independent. And then they rip on him for that. Like, don't rip on him for that. Let him be independent. He's got to, do stuff on your own. You can't rely on anybody to do something. By the same token, don't be so independent that you're too prideful to ask for help. So,
Well, technically, we had our first guest today.
My mom and Wally, the stepman.
Yeah, Wally. Maybe that's what we should do for Willie. Yeah, Willie. Maybe that's what we should do for the guest spot. Have him sit outside of the window and just have yell.
Have yell?
Yeah.
So, Frankie, you wrestled in the AWA. Yes, I was. That'd be hilarious. I mean, actually, there's a wrestler. His name is Aesop Mitchell. He does comedy, improv. He may like that idea. Take a microphone out there, and we get like a 25-foot microphone.
No microphone. He's just got to yell it.
Oh, just yell it?
Yep. Right.
I can picture it. He'd be probably entertained by that. But then you'd be like, telling his secrets out to the people there. But yeah, so I guess we can.
Well, I thought you were talking about Toma. You wanted to finish up Toma or something?
Oh, Toma. Yes. I get jealous at people's, not success. I get jealous at people when they have found their passion, and that's what they're born to do. I had a great, when I was going through physical education, I had to do my student teaching, and I chose Toma. I wanted to choose something close to home in Milwaukee, but because I want to get the hell away from the country and lacrosse. But I was glad that was turned down. And you get pissed off. Like I said, you get pissed off sometimes, and you don't get things in life. And then you realize, you have to thank whatever God. Just when I say God, folks, it's that whatever your higher being that you think it's God. There's a reason why you're supposed to be in a place. So when I did my student teaching at Toma, I met great kids or children, and I met this guy, this fire teacher. Just, oh my goodness, the way he handled the class was just absolute mastery. If there is some close to 100% you get. I mean, he had the kids come in, business-like. He was born to do that. A country guy, a simple guy. He called his wife Ma. Hey, what Ma? He invited me over for dinner. Hey, Ma, what's on the dinner tonight? That type of character. The type of people that the Democrats or the elites would rip on, but he was so genuine, so simple, yet very intelligent, and had lots of wisdom. And I was glad to participate in that class, but when you see people that have got, have that passion in life and they're succeeding and they're a preeminence in their passion, that makes me jealous. Not that they're rich or that they have a vision and they're able to complete that vision. Like my sister at a young age, the professor in nursing, doctorate, she knew she wanted to deal with something in healthcare in an early age. I had thoughts of being a lawyer, but it was just like stuff just to like make your parents proud. I wanted to coach, but so just that stuff in Toma, Wisconsin. But the kids, when I left the kids, I was crying and because it was
There's no crying in baseball,
I was crying in fire class.
and that too.
But I gave like a speech to the kids. I said, "Can I just, principal? I want to say something to. Can you get like all the classes that I had?" And I want to say it was a pleasure, And I was just crying, and then you had kids come up, give you a hug, and all sorts of stuff, saying we loved you, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And to this day, I'm at the Boys and Girls Club. You get the kids that come up to you saying, "Can you be my dad? Can you?" Younger kids, obviously, not the middle school kids, obviously. So that's a good encouragement, and yeah, just simple people, lay people like that. I really appreciate. Me and Trump are like, I like the construction workers, I like the blue collar, I like the simple people that are not so high on themselves. And I had a lot of people that were high on themselves in high school, and like that one girl wasn't that I had a crush on, because she could have, when I called her, said, "Who the hell is this?" Click, or you know how you see those high school movies. "Oh my God, it's this nerd, Boo calling me. Oh my God, he called me. Oh my God," and you make fun, but that just didn't happen. So, yeah.
That was an interesting woman's voice or girl voice.
Hey, the Valley Girl. Hey. But
Totally, like, for sure.
no, but I mean, I've come to realize that there's one guy that I met at Pick and Save. He said, "Oh yeah, I went. You're my brother's Patrick. You went to school with him." And he's telling me how like we had CIA, FBI. I didn't know I went to school with Harley Davidson's daughter. No, I'm not saying I went out with her. I'm just saying, but I didn't know all these people, like all these big businesses. I guess Brookfield was a rich, and a lot of CIA, FBI people I went to school with. And he's like saying, "Yeah, they're spying on me and stuff like that." I'm like, okay. And don't know how, but they really are. I mean, they call me, there's some psychopaths and stuff like that. And the people he's mentioning, everybody treated me decent, but they didn't treat other people decent. Well, like I said, I was bullied too, but that was mostly middle school. But so, like I say, I have lots of stories like this that you'll be seeing. I covered a lot of stuff today. That's just the surface things. You talk about getting hit in the head. You talk about there's softball injuries I could talk about. So there's been a lot of dark stuff going on, and I'm starting to get over that hump at age 49. No, I'm still not confident yet. Like I said,
I think you're more confident than you give yourself credit for.
Well, confident. You can be confident in a lot of things, like doing a podcast, yeah. But actually going to talk to women, or when I ask women now, I was like, no, unemployed, living with my parents, that's not going to do it. And it's like, well, that's not all cases, yeah. But to find a remnant out there is very hard to do. The most popular belief is you need to be established. At age 49, now applying for jobs, what do you think? What do you think the employer's looking at you? Oh, he's 49 years old. What the hell has happened to him? He's job hunting on his resume. Well, you could look.
I don't think so these days with all this COVID crap going on. I don't think they bat an eye no more.
Well, I know you got people say, "Hey, I want the person that's older," because the younger generation don't do shit for the most part.
And you would.
Or a second thing is like
You would think they'd be more responsible anyway, the older person.
Or be taken from the positive.
Or dependable.
Yeah, if you're a positive person, say, well, yeah, he's had lots of jobs, but look at all the skills and experiences he's gained. Mentoring, youth care work, Boys and Girls Club, driving.
Window licking.
Special editing. Being a, what do you call it? No, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, working at a gas station, cashiering. So, yeah. But so let's recap today. Let's recap again with the statement we started. No prophet is welcome in his own country or household, folks. So just know that some people reprobate, which means like it's like a plant. It grows. If ear of corn grows, you cannot see their water anymore. You have to harvest it. And we are somewhat at the harvest moment, so it's going to be difficult to try. You just pray for people, and sometimes the people that reprobate, you're told not to. They're so far gone. Their destiny is now in the hands of the spiritual, higher, intelligent being to deal with. I don't say they're going to hell or suffering eternity. I just think they're going to be re-educated the correct way. So with that in mind, if you have nothing else, that's how the show is going to be. So for Abu David
And Chris?
Hilton, this has been the Unhinged Revelation. Good night and peace.